Hello, welcome to our RecapPlus channel with me, Matthew. Today we will watch a recap movie called Babylon AD, released in 2008. This is a spoiler content video, so please turn on the subtitle and let's start the story. The movie opens with a man questioning the significance of a common Save the Earth sticker. He wonders if it's merely a self-serving gesture, suggesting that even God can't solve humanity's problems since people are responsible for their actions. The scene then shifts to 6 days ago when the man awakens in East Serbia, an area still filled with firearms. The news highlights the recent emergence of a new country, Kazakhstan, plagued by ongoing terrorism. The man heads outdoors and encounters a tent, where he purchases a gun that turns out to be defective. He demands a refund, and after this incident, he acquires another item and enters a building. Inside, he accidentally collides with a child and takes something from them. Upon returning to his room, it's revealed that the item he took was a dog, which he proceeds to cook. The man is identified as Torah. While cooking, he discovers a small bomb in his room, signaling a dangerous scheme by unknown individuals. They soon confront Torah, who recognizes one of the men as Carl. Torah initially believed Carl was in Sudan, involved in sinister activities. Torah taunts Carl, pressing him on who ordered the attack. Carl hesitates but ultimately reveals Gorski as the mastermind. Torah swiftly eliminates Carl, asserting that it was a personal matter unrelated to the gang's objectives. The group then takes the Torah with them. Before leaving, Torah retrieves the cooked dog and gives it to the child he encountered earlier. They transport Torah to Gorski, who acknowledges that it was challenging to locate him. Torah responds, expressing his anger and disappointment with Gorski. Torah mentions their past cooperation a decade ago but conveys his dissatisfaction. He implies that if Gorski truly cared about professionalism, he should have killed Gorski back then. Gorski dismisses Torah's statements, suggesting that even if he had killed him, it wouldn't have made the world a better place. He reminds Torah of the harsh reality of his life in Serbia, devoid of family. Gorski then presents Torah with a task, smuggling a girl into the United States. Torah dismisses this request, believing that Gorski is simply mocking him. Since he couldn't easily enter the US and forging a UN passport was a challenging task, Gorski pointed out that Torah didn't have a place to stay. Torah was subsequently transported by a plane equipped with a chain that connected to a car. He boarded the car, and the plane carried him to the location of the girl. Upon his arrival, the plane departed, and Torah met a nun named Sister Rebecca. She outlined 3 rules for their mission: always staying with the girl, minimal interaction with the outside world, and refraining from unnecessary communication. Torah humorously responded that he only had one rule: Aurora must follow him, or he'd abandon her without the means to return to her current residence. Aurora inquired about Torah's name and labeled him a killer. Torah clarified that he was merely a courier and considered the girl a package, not a friend. He emphasized that their paths would part after 6 days. They embarked on their journey, heading toward Kazakhstan near Russia's border to catch a train. Along the way, Aurora witnessed numerous unfamiliar sights outside the monastery, including a bustling market, but also the disturbing presence of a dog carcass cellar. She even spotted tigers, which left her astounded. Unbeknownst to them, they were being surveilled by an observing group. Aurora's initial unease escalated when Torah instructed her to change her clothing. In the midst of this, Aurora managed to slip away, prompting Sister Rebecca and Torah to give chase. She claimed that fleeing was her only option to avoid certain dangers. Moments later, an explosion occurred, suggesting that Aurora may have had a premonition about the incident. They hastily boarded a train, and Aurora initiated a conversation about the tigers. She questioned whether they were real since Siberian tigers were presumed extinct. Torah then inquired about the events in the market, expressing his desire to protect her. Sister Rebecca swiftly dismissed the subject, suggesting that Aurora was merely adjusting to the unfamiliar environment. Upon their arrival at a Russian refugee site, Torah urged them not to be separated as he went to meet his friend for assistance. Aurora observed a boxer and questioned Sister Rebecca about him. She learned that the boxer was a man who had lost his way. Once Torah concluded his business, they prepared to leave the refugee site. However, the people who had been spying on them confronted them, criticizing Torah for his actions, while Torah believed he was just fulfilling his duty. Subsequently, one of the pursuers offered Torah $1 million in exchange for Aurora. However, Torah eventually threw the money, and the onlookers in the vicinity swiftly collected it. While Torah, Aurora, and Sister Rebecca escaped, the gang continued their relentless pursuit. Despite their efforts to flee, the gang continued to chase them. Eventually, Aurora was captured by the boxer who had saved her earlier. He took her to a fighting ring, touching her emotionally. When Torah arrived, the audience expected a fight between him and the boxer, prompting them to engage in a grueling match. In the end, the Torah emerged victorious. As the boxer lay dying, Aurora approached to intervene, realizing that he had only wanted to protect her. Despite her attempts to save him, the boxer succumbed to his injuries, leaving Aurora deeply saddened and disheartened. The pursuing gang appeared, informing Aurora that her father had ordered them to retrieve her. Reluctantly, she complied, and they departed. Torah and sister Rebecca trailed after them. Torah fired a warning shot and even killed one of the gang members, declaring that if they did not return Aurora, he would continue to eliminate them one by one. Fearing further bloodshed, they eventually released Aurora, who rejoined Torah. Resuming their journey, they followed Torah's friend to a group of refugees preparing to board a submarine. However, they encountered an unexpected obstacle. Winter had frozen the seawater. The submarine broke through the icy sea, and a confrontation with the refugees ensued. Many individuals fell into the frigid waters, unable to board. As they attempted to board the submarine, Aurora witnessed the tragic plight of the refugees. She was further traumatized when a man threatened them with a gun upon entering the submarine. Aurora could not bear the sight of so many refugees left behind in the freezing water, and she seized control of the submarine's equipment. She threatened to harm the refugees inside the submarine if her demands were not met. She could also sense the pain and suffering of those left outside the submarine. Overwhelmed, she eventually fainted. Following this ordeal, Sister Rebecca shared her past with the Torah. She revealed that she had a troubled history that had led her to become a nun and work in an orphanage. It was there that she met Aurora, whose father had passed away, and her mother remained a mystery. By the age of 2, Aurora could already speak 19 languages. However, her life took a drastic turn when a doctor detected an underlying issue during an examination. However, the doctor warned Sister Rebecca not to disclose the information to anyone for Aurora's safety. Though Aurora exhibited certain unusual behaviors like the use of a gun, it was her first time displaying such actions. Following this revelation, Aurora was transported to the United States to receive the best medical care available. Subsequently, Torah's friend informed him that 2 years prior, there had been a virus outbreak caused by a virus bomb. The virus caused victims to exhibit behaviors similar to Aurora's. Upon hearing this, Torah stated that if Aurora was indeed infected, he would take it upon himself to end her life. This realization deeply troubled him. Upon their arrival in Alaska, they continued their journey using snow bikes. However, their trip was interrupted when they were targeted and attacked by planes. Torah decided to distract the planes, allowing Aurora and Sister Rebecca to move to his friend's bike. During this encounter, Torah successfully diverted the plane's attention initially. But during a subsequent attack, the planes targeted Aurora's bike, causing it to catch fire and crash. Torah was critically injured, and Aurora managed to save him. However, Torah's friend revealed that he held their passports and was prepared to harm Sister Rebecca. Torah regained consciousness just in time to eliminate his friend and prevent the harm that Aurora and Sister Rebecca might have suffered. Following this ordeal, they constructed a snow shelter. Aurora nursed Torah back to health, and Sister Rebecca tasted Torah's cooking, offering compliments. Torah expressed gratitude to Aurora for saving his life. Aurora suggested that they should start acting like a family, protecting and looking out for one another. She acknowledged that they might not survive in New York. Later, Aurora engaged in a conversation with Torah, referring to a comment she overheard about him wanting to kill and burn her. Torah expressed his hope that it would not come to that. Upon reaching Canada, Torah revealed his intention to stay there and manage his parents' farm, even though it was in poor condition. As they arrived in Canada, Sister Rebecca informed Torah and Aurora that they had to catch a bus in 30 minutes. Before departing, Torah injected himself with a liquid he had received from Gorski in an earlier scene. An elderly woman was informed that Aurora, Sister Rebecca, and Torah had arrived in Canada and were en route to New York. In New York, they settled into a luxurious apartment. Aurora immediately tuned into the news and was shocked to discover that her monastery had been bombed. She sensed that it wasn't an accident, especially considering the precise timing of the bombing right after they arrived in New York. When Sister Rebecca asked Aurora to pray together, Aurora declined, stating that she didn't do that anymore. Meanwhile, Torah received a call from Gorski. Torah inquired about the circumstances surrounding the bombing, but Gorski insisted that he was only hired for the task and wasn't involved in terrorism. Gorski emphasized that the doctor, who had overseen Aurora's last examination, had one final mission, ensuring that Aurora safely met with the doctor. He also warned Torah, mentioning that the liquid he had injected earlier was used to track his location. If Torah didn't comply with the orders, there would be consequences. Shortly after, Sister Rebecca informed Torah that one of Gorski's men, a gang called the SEC, was present to ensure everything proceeded smoothly. The doctor, who had previously examined Aurora 3 months ago, arrived and conducted a checkup. Sister Rebecca was not allowed into the room, and Aurora found the doctor to be malevolent. The doctor mentioned the need for further examinations, which prompted Torah to resort to violence while pressing the doctor for information. Sister Rebecca intervened to stop him. Torah later confided in Sister Rebecca about his fear that something was amiss with Aurora, mentioning the virus and its potential to harm many people in New York. Sister Rebecca found it difficult to believe Torah's concerns. Aurora then joined them and disclosed that she was pregnant with twins. This revelation left Sister Rebecca incredulous, as she had taken great care to ensure she hadn't been in contact with any men. However, it became evident that Aurora was indeed pregnant. Torah then proceeded to entrust Aurora to the doctor, who awaited her in his car. Ibakov suggested they needed to take action, but Torah believed that the odds were not in their favor. However, Torah did not surrender Aurora to the doctor and instead engaged in a fierce battle with both the Noel Levi sect and Gorski's men. The fight was intense, leading to the tragic death of Sister Rebecca. Torah attempted to help her, but he too was shot, though he managed to return fire. Shortly thereafter, Aurora shot Torah, explaining that she wanted him fully alive. Torah awoke later, discovering that he had been dead for a period. It was Aurora's father, Darkwandir, who had saved him using advanced technology. However, Darkwandir had been fired from his position as a doctor 20 years ago due to his experiments in creating an artificial human by placing it in a woman's body, which resulted in the successful creation of Aurora herself. The Naledi sect attempted to contact Darkwandir, intending to use Aurora for their own purposes. In the past, someone had hired Gorski to assassinate Darkwandir and take Aurora away. It had been a long time since Darkwandir had any knowledge of Aurora's whereabouts. He requested Torah to find Aurora, as he believed she had intentionally killed him. In another scene, an elderly woman, who was the leader of the Noel Levi sect, reappeared. She was furious with her followers for not ensuring Aurora's return, as Aurora was a valuable asset that could significantly benefit their organization. Some members suggested creating a cover story to maintain their reputation. The Noel Levi sect proposed a story about being targeted by terrorists and getting closer to God through their outer space module, but their leader was still dissatisfied. She received news that Torah's dead body had been abducted and was puzzled about who would kidnap the deceased person. Darkwandir helped Torah remember his past memories, including his time in the war and his childhood. Torah recalled the last words Aurora had spoken, urging him to come home, and he questioned the meaning behind her words. He also inquired about how Aurora could be saved from the missile. Darkwandir explained the complex situation, hinting at the idea that he had intended to make Aurora akin to the Virgin Mary. One of Darkwandir's associates informed him that the Naledi sect had discovered their location, prompting Darkwandir to urge Torah to find Aurora. The sect's leader, who claimed to be Aurora's mother, confronted Darkwandir about his actions, and they had a heated argument. Darkwandir accused her of exploiting Aurora for profit, but she insisted it was in the name of her second public. In the end, she shoots Darkwandir and, despite his willingness to die for Aurora, orders her men to find Torah. Meanwhile, Torah deciphered what Aurora meant by coming home and went to his parents' farm in Canada. He discovered a conflict occurring there. 6 months later, Aurora was in a hospital with Torah by her side. She expressed her gratitude and revealed that Torah was the father of her children. After giving birth, Aurora passed away, and the movie concluded. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. You can also click on the videos on your screen to watch more interesting videos. And please share your thoughts about today's video in the comments down below. Lastly, always remember to stay safe and stay healthy. See you in the next video.